Tavern at the end of the internet, where we talk about the internet as a community and industry and any news that floats through our doors. Come take a seat. My name's Reese.
And my name's James.
And today we're joined by a man who you may recognise from his videos as Derek the Interviewer or his recent foray as internet historian. He's a YouTuber, musician, a friend of the Tab. He's known as SwampBoy.
How's it going, boys?
Oh, it's going good.
What a response.
Yeah. Smooth like silk.
Super nonchalant.
How's it going, boss?
Yeah. No, we're the first random bum we've swept off the street and we've put a beer in their hands.
Yeah, like, you find this place when you're wandering in just a pre-drunken haze.
Yeah, when you've clicked on the third page of Google searches, that's how
where it
you
is.
find us. Yeah,
Yeah.
the dark zone.
Yeah. I can't wait
This
till we
might
get
as well
like...
be considered the dark net at that point.
Oh, hell yeah. It's like, I can't wait to get to like page 11 of Pornhub and then we're just sort of like really fetching for it.
Page 11, you get back to safe for work. And that's the truly cursed stuff.
That's the real not safe for work. You're better off not having that around.
It's when we get somebody who's going to come on and their name's going to be like, I don't know, Richard... I don't know. I can't think of a really good last name without sounding really bad.
Richard Fister with a PH.
His name's just going to be Richard. Richard. Hi.
First and last name.
Oh, yeah,
my
right.
God. We're really scraping barrel when we're so early in.
Quickly, let's Google a way to get to a result.
Oh, yeah, I guess we can. we can. So what do you mean by that there, Reese? With that beautiful segue.
Well, that beautiful segue there, we've recently found out that Google has been exploiting children.
Hold up. No. We've always known. This is just recently they're getting sued for it.
Okay, we've recently just found out that there's a lawsuit about Google exploiting children.
But I wonder if it relates like a lot to the whole Microsoft and Xbox one, because Xbox has been monitoring like kids buying V-Bucks and shit.
Well, you know what? I don't know who I'm going to trust anymore because we just are run by corporations now. Everything is huge.
Epic Games Store. That's who I trust.
Yeah, if they ask for my credit card, they must be legit.
That's right. I think
I'm still gonna buy Borderlands 3, but fuck my life.
Is that epic?
Oh, that's right. No,
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry, let's finish this introduction. Basically, Google does what everyone already knew it did, is take people's information, feed the machine. Turns out you can't do that for children without a consenting adult, which they've been doing because, if you're a kid on the internet and it says that you were a kid, you click no, carry on.
Are you over 18? Slaps year 1327 on thing.
Yeah, I've always been born. I think I usually go with like 1901 or something like that. Like just random years.
Yeah, I'm still able to get a hard on after all that time. Yes, that's why I'm on Pornhub.
Yeah, you could be like a time traveler with just, and you get to the future like, damn, I bet the porn's good at this point.
The porn gets always better at the end.
Google's been selling my information for 127 years. Ah, how good of them.
Yeah.
So they're looking to pay I've got conflicting reports. I've heard $170 million payout. I've heard from ABC $250 million.
Yeah.
Now, this is a lot of money, obviously, but for Google, that's got to mean nothing.
That's not a lot of money for Google. No, not at all.
Who are they paying exactly? Is this a fine? Is this so you don't have to shut your company down and people go to jail? Is that what this is?
Yeah. The Federal Trade Commission and the New York Attorney General, because they put they put this whole legal thing into action.
They transfer the money into their bank account. That's where it goes.
I think the weird thing is that isn't Google a California-based company? Why would a lot of it be going down to New York?
No, but this is the stupid thing. Like we saw this back with the whole loot box thing. Yeah. It doesn't matter where these games are from. It's just any place where this crime is broken, they can be like, honestly, if there was some guy in Antarctica making random rules, he could sue places like games that appeared on his internet just because he's like, it's in my territory now.
Yeah. Then he just has to deal with the Belgian government.
That sounds like the German government. Like how they ban swastikas and how if you have something with a swastika on it, you can get fined for it, even if you're if you happen to accidentally bring it into their country.
Yeah.
Just in case the Google voice recognition hasn't picked up enough of this podcast, can you say swastika a few more times just to really solidify where our podcast stands on the SEO?
Do you know a word that starts with a hard I by any chance?
No.
Anyway, I mean, we saw this earlier in the year too. TikTok apparently got hit for 5.7 million.
Yeah.
It
The
seems
same thing.
remotely fucking minuscule.
I feel so sad about that because I super unironically love TikTok. It is
I'm not
the
on it yet.
closest thing
I'm gonna.
to like good YouTube anymore.
I was looking at it thinking, that's kind of cringy, but then I found out they've got their own subsect of memes that I don't even know about, and that's...
Yeah.
I feel like
The
I'm
meme
missing out.
community on TikTok goes deep.
I think,
Yeah, but like, there's so much trash to sort through.
Yeah.
I think just like the reason why I stay away from TikTok is just because every time I've ever seen TikTok referenced outside of TikTok itself is just predators looking for children on that website, and it's just kind of like, you know, who's the bigger predator here? Some dude on TikTok or Google? You know, maybe that is Google. Maybe Google is just a single guy on TikTok.
Yeah, no, I have TikToks. I've got it actually got it linked in my Twitter bio.
Oh, that's your. Oh, we introduced you as a YouTuber. Nah, we got to fix that.
Sorry, TikToker.
SwampBoy, the SwampBoy.
Shrimp boy.
Shrimp
I
boy.
said
Catch
shrimp,
me shrimping.
Yeah, the famous TikTok celebrity, not
Shrimp
YouTuber.
boy.
No, not YouTube.
Ah, yes.
No, that TikTok, mine's just a pure dumpster fire, so please don't anyone go and look at it. It's disgusting and horrible, and I hate it.
No, you've got the big brain players. It's time to go across. I mean, if YouTube's going to start smashing whatever channel they think is child-like content, then no one's safe.
This is the thing I'll say from the other side. I'm not a popular creator, but I follow a lot of them, and I look and I read about a lot of what they tweet and stuff like that about TikTok, and I'm friends with a guy who's well known on TikTok. It's like money will come to TikTok. It just needs that more time, and once it does, it will probably become one of the most dominant platforms.
Well, that's how it happened with Vine.
I think that's gonna
It's already monetized through live streams. Now live streams are the easiest thing to do in the world, and you can just sit there, do whatever, and rake in cash. Like, it's sort of a lot like a YouNow kind of thing.
I'm
waiting for a mass
unfamiliar.
exodus, though. Think about it. Half of their content is based around stealing people's songs. Sure, you can speed it up, but I'm pretty sure if they wanted, a lot of music creators could probably sweep a big old lawsuit through there.
Tomska did that. Tomska attacked TikTok on Twitter. I think it was about 2 years ago because
The Muffin Time thing.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just Muffin Time. It was
His songs.
Well, no, it wasn't a song. It was just a snippet out of an Air Stuff movie. And he was just like, thanks, TikTok. I really appreciate you having that without 1, consulting me, 2, paying me, and 3, even letting me know that it's being used. Like,
My ultimate defense of that is like, okay, use a snippet of a thing. The most a TikTok video can go for is a minute. At all.
A minute's a long time.
A minute
stolen
is a
footage.
long time, but on a shitty platform like that, which is, by the way, super heavily moderated.
Is it actually?
That shit, yeah. TikTok gets pretty hard. You say anything or make a TikTok that's like anything not like PG-13, boom. You either get straight away shadow banned or all that shit gets taken down.
Yeah, they got a lot of flack
smallest
pretty
little
early on.
infractions just for it to just disappear. But it's kind of, I see it really as Vine too. It's
That's effectively what I was thinking.
The spiritual successor of Vine. What Vine probably could have been.
But TikTok has such an underage fan base. That is something that Vine, I don't think, had.
Vine had Logan Paul.
Yeah. What if Hayao Miyazaki said it's a mistake?
Yeah. Anime is a mistake. Yeah, Logan Paul
that was
a mistake.
He fucking looks like an anime character.
Well, look, I mean, actually, that's something interesting to say about that, because, like, Logan Paul, he's just won the internet lottery, man. Like, he's just done the right content to the right audience, taken off, and regardless of what he's done, he's succeeded.
Yeah.
And Vine was his platform to get there. Like,
Yeah, like
what he's done has been a mistake.
Google let him get away with showing a dead body on camera, like.
Well, they do. Actually, I actually wonder if nobody made an uproar about that. I wonder if he would be in
It's
as
not
much scrutiny.
possible. There's no way people weren't going to lose their minds. That was insane.
Well,
As far as I know, there's only one video on YouTube of dead bodies in that suicide forest that is up, and that's the one from Vice, the documentary where they go through the forest.
But that's educational,
that's not even,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of get like a really... you get a very lenient approach. Yeah,
both,
there's some straight up pornography on YouTube under the guise of education. It's,
or on Ninja's Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's interesting? You saying that. I remember once, I don't know what happened, but it was in my recommendeds on my videos, and it was a penis enlargening tutorial with a dude literally sitting in the bathtub jerking his dick.
Well, YouTube really knows how to target their ads, huh?
Well, they knew where it was going for me, and I think I might be gay now.
I struggle with that shit on a personal level hard. I work in an office building, and I go on news.com every morning just to read, like, the general shit that's going on. Do you know the amount of solid not safe for work stuff they have just on the fucking homepage?
To be fair, news.com does... like, they're taking any money they can get.
Yeah, that's fair.
They definitely.
I wonder how much it costs. We should advertise the tavern there.
I feel like that's a good idea. You know, it's like maybe they'll just take anything. If we just treat them like a stripper, just slap a couple $50 bills in their G-string and see what happens.
Throw a couple of ones, get a little bit of a lappy, and then
just
go home.
Pin coins at them.
Yeah,
just like thunk, take my coin.
Yo, I got this gold coin donation. Here you go.
Does news.com even write their own articles, or they just take it from other people? They must write their own.
I'm pretty sure
for a while I assumed they just sourced
I'm pretty sure they do both.
I thought they sourced.
I'm pretty sure they do both.
That wouldn't surprise me, because they have that big front page of theirs where it's like, this is happening right now, as according to Twitter.
God, I fucking hate Twitter.
Oh, what are you talking about? Twitter's a perfect, like a refined form of how bad the internet can be.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I stay away from it.
All of the anger and all of the toxicity of the internet is just dripping down into that perfect pond that is Twitter. I love it.
I just love that there's actually a platform where I can go on and get super wholesome cats, and then just like chicks getting fist fucked. Like, it's great. What
is that also just
that?
Pornhub?
No, like Pornhub doesn't have the cats and shit. They've literally, Twitter is 100% everything. There is everything on Twitter.
I'm going to put out a hypothesis here of the company that's going to take down Google. It's going to be Pornhub and the hub network that owns it.
Just remember, Pornhub has one of the best ad-based revenue platforms.
They also
ever.
have the best and most consistent moderation team on the entire internet platform.
Have you not seen that, James?
Their monetization's actually good.
It's insanely good.
They're insanely good. They've even talked about that they want to try and make like a YouTube Pornhub. They want to make their own version, and they'll bring in all of their monetization and everything from their Pornhub stuff and network with like normal regular brands, make their own thing, and basically tell YouTube to go fuck itself.
Oh man, I'm making content on the wrong platform. I thought it was TikTok. No, I should be making some on Pornhub.
It's weird. I've seen a lot of YouTubers now. Like, you just look at
well, a lot of YouTubers hopping into the porn scene.
No, like, I watch a guy called Davey504, and he's had a successful Pornhub career of him just playing bass guitar. It's just dumb shit like that. But or Belle Delphine. It's barely porn.
I feel like when you look at it differently, so you got like Davey504, amazing bass player, right? Has that sort of thing. It's like, ha ha ha, man slaps bass or kills bass or whatever it is. That's on Pornhub. Then you got Critical, who uploads shit to Pornhub because YouTube bans it or won't let him have it. Yeah. And then you've got actual things like Belle Delphine, who make softcore porn. I feel like if we're going to classify people who use Pornhub for jokes or for reasons to get past YouTube's insane sort of unmoderated moderation standards, where you're not, one of these things is not like the other. There's a big difference there. But I could just imagine, like,
Yeah,
if
that's fair.
Pornhub does bring up this sort of broadcast yourself style monetization program, which they do have already, it's just a little bit different. Like, it's harder to get into because you've got to be verified. But
No, this is like saying the little girl down the street selling lemonade.
I don't want
has
anything to do with the little girl on Pornhub.
Okay, this is
Yeah,
like
can we
saying.
just control alt delete that shit, please?
Let's just say that the genderless, ageless, sentient being down the street is selling food morsels. Now, and you go, damn, I bet they don't pay much tax. What a great business. No, look, Pornhub has this stuff because it's small enough. Now, if all these YouTubers suddenly moved across to Pornhub and they're like, cool, let's put up my Five Nights at Freddy's gameplay. And
The face cam
becomes,
is where I'm naked.
that becomes the norm. Then all these companies are going to be forced to start taking Pornhub seriously, and that's when the copy strikes start coming in. And this is one of the situations where, like, you only need 2 or 3 people to upload music that isn't theirs onto Pornhub, and then suddenly Pornhub actually has a legal issue. You know, that person doesn't actually get affected personally. The company does. That's like that. If they facilitate it, Pornhub would get destroyed if enough people went across them to putting on porn. And you're right, if their moderation team is good, that's awesome. But the more people that move across, suddenly moderation gets out of hand, and suddenly things start to fall through the cracks. YouTube is only in the situation it is because it's so big. Pornhub can't compete because they're so small. If they got bigger, there's no way. Like, it would just collapse under lawsuit after lawsuit if you put half of YouTube on them, you know?
That's actually a really good point.
I think that's why they're probably going to take their time if they do decide to make their own platform. But
yeah.
I think it would be probably if they took it seriously, I think it would probably be the best possible, like, competition to Google.
I don't know. I feel like YouTube's kind of won the monopoly on that. Like, you've got to... The amount of capital you have to have and the amount of sacrifices you're going to have to try and make to bring people over. And once again, James made a really good point there, which was that whole, if you bring in people, you bring in the chance of controversy. And then if you bring in controversy, then you bring in a chance of people not wanting to be around controversy, hence adpocalypse. And then you end up with people getting less money, people being unhappy, and then you end up with just a shitty, toxic environment that nobody wants to be around.
Yeah.
But I think Pornhub kind of has it down packed where they're hitting a niche. YouTube can't be competed with because they're simply too large. But if you had some competitors, let's say maybe you had YouTube, which is for vlogs, you had BoobTube, which is for anything not safe for work, you had NoobTube, which is just for, like, games. I would go to these other websites if they offered a better product. I don't think anyone can take on the whole, but people can take away niches. For example, Twitch took away so much gaming content from them. Like, they just did a smaller portion better, and YouTube didn't even fight them because they're like, stuff it. Like, that's not worth us
They
fighting.
tried to come back with YouTube Gaming, it flopped, and they just went, fuck it.
Like, they can have that. Now, like, they obviously haven't even tried to contest with Pornhub, but if you had, let's say, maybe a channel, a website just around maybe music, like music covers, and I guess that's TikTok, isn't it? And they're popping off. All you need is a few more. One for, like, tech tutorials, one for art videos, maybe one for gaming. Yeah, you could really slowly gut YouTube. No single company will destroy Google because it is mother hubbing Googled, but I think small companies could do it.
Yeah.
Like
it's kind of like they'll never take down Disney. Like, Disney's, like, beyond taking down at this point.
They said the same thing about the Roman Empire, and you know what happened there? I didn't study history, so I don't know.
Caesar got killed.
They grew
Caesar
old.
made some bad pizzas.
They grew old. They're not in the 2019s. They're in the 17.
The 1719s.
Can we just treat this like the world's longest segue? Can we talk about Bang Bros?
I was literally going to try and segue from the lawsuit where you were like, more people means more lawsuits. Wait, hang on, porn lawsuits?
Yeah,
what about Bang Bros?
More like law not wearing a suit. No, that's dropped.
Law
That's a dumpster
birthday
fire.
suit.
So we've had a story come up recently, yet again, something that's always been happening, but it only recently has come to a legal situation. I guess that's kind of like the theme for today. A website, is it called Porn WikiLeaks or something like that?
Yeah.
They
something
were
like
simply doxing porn stars, finding out where they live, their real names, and then people would harass them both IRL over the internet. They'd contact their family members and their employees, and they'd, just like, as we were talking about earlier, the worst form of the internet. the website Bang Bros, I guess, as we're saying, these porn companies can really turn some cash. They simply bought the website and literally burnt it. And in the literal sense, they got all the SD cards and all the information, they set fire to it with gasoline. They filmed it and uploaded it.
I think that just proves that people that make porn are the nicest people.
Yes,
It's almost leading to that.
If everyone made porn, the world would be a better
Those that take
place.
the thickest cocks are the sweetest human
Have the
beings.
deepest hearts.
Whoever blows the hardest is nicest.
Those who provide the cock provide the love. I mean, hey, look at Johnny Sins. Come on, that guy is his total sweetheart.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
The big bald guy who does a lot of porno in a lot of memes.
Dude, you've got such like a catalogue of names.
Alright, no. So James, just picture it. He's like your stereotypical no hair on his body, big like 6'5", jacked white guy with a big dick. That's all you need to think about. That's him.
That's terrifying. That sounds awful.
I just imagine him standing next to you with a heart on, just kind of like breathing through his nose a little
But
heavy.
he's also just like a gigantic meme.
I'm just imagining some like giant naked mole rat and people just handing stacks of cash to this man. Be like,
He has
"Yes."
a YouTube channel, and you can see him vlog before and after porn.
See, that's the real question. Why is he vlogging on YouTube? If
There are
if
so many
no
porn
money's
stars
there,
that have YouTube accounts as well. It's ridiculous.
Because what Belle Delphine was doing absolutely perfectly is that the money may be in porn, but you need to get people there first.
Yeah.
And it is so competitive once they're at the porn, you got to hook them outside in the safe for work and then pull them in. Obviously, in Belle's case, it backfired when Instagram got banned for whatever reason. But like that's, I guess, YouTube and Instagram and stuff, that's why we're seeing them kind of try other avenues of income. It's not to earn money there; it's to pull them across to the
I think
to the other side.
Belle Delphine is definitely making like. Speaking about like the Bang Bros stuff and that, it makes a huge wave that she's done now with this whole like just lewd shit and like appealing to a huge market by independently producing so much stuff that it's making all these porn stars go, hey, we don't need the huge production companies to make porn anymore. We can do a lot of it ourselves.
Oh my god,
and
yes.
like that's the cam industry and the private Snapchats and all that stuff has just exploded in recent years.
Yeah,
And
because people... It's because, and look, I've seen this firsthand from some people, you see that what they do is that by introducing themselves via like private Snapchats, like premium private Snapchats and Twitter accounts and things, what they do is that they allow themselves to be people. And if you're, look, I don't know about you guys, but most people that are jerking off to porn stars so much that they know who they are, they genuinely seem like they're looking for a connection that they can't find elsewhere. So what they do is that by having access to their personal Twitter or a Snapchat or whatever it is, they're being given some sort of connection that they're missing or they're trying to find in their life. And what you've done is you've given this, you know, I'm going to say guy here because I'm assuming there's a lot of guys that do this. I don't know about a lot of girls. I don't hear about that. But most guys, I just sort of see them doing that. And I'm like, well... You know, you're doing this because you're getting a fix off it. You're enjoying what you do. You're protective of the girl because they're almost like a surrogate girlfriend to you right now. Like, oh, well, you're willing to pay the money. Good luck.
And
But
that
then it
reflects-
gets awkward because these people that feel like they have some kind of, not ownership, but they feel like they know them, that's where these problems start, is where people are like, where is she? What's her real name? Yeah, and in which
the
case it's
incel
like...
rebellion.
Yeah, and that's why like this goddamn WikiLeaks, this porn WikiLeaks even exists, because these bloody people. I'm trying to there's no word for it to properly describe it. Why? Why would you try and ruin the life of somebody making porn? Like, what are you gaining?
They're
Nothing.
Christian conservative parents from the 80s.
And
But there's no way. Like, how are these Christian conservatives finding it?
Yeah. I feel like it's just people being... You know,
Whack
it's-
jobs.
Yeah,
Also
exactly.
whack
It's,
jobs.
it's sort of like, how far can you take something? People do that. And there's also people who are just... I don't like to use the word evil anyway because it sounds so fucking lame, but like, genuinely just push to see how far of a reaction or how much of a reaction they can get out of people. It's like South Park when they did the troll trace and how the guy turned out to be Danish. The Danish guy, turned out to not be Danish. And his entire thing was, I'm going to expose the entire world's internet history because it's fucking funny. That's the kind of thing I feel these people are doing when they're exposing all these sort of addresses. Not because it's funny, but because it's like, how big of a what's going to happen now? What's the next thing? This person I've just told where this this porn star who does the dirtiest shit lives. What's going to happen now?
Quick note: that season of South Park was dog shit.
Agreed.
Quick note: I didn't watch any of that shit.
You're the wise one here.
I got nothing against it. I just, I don't know. It feels like we're talking about the Twitter hackings recently. Where
from last
people
episode.
finally they achieve their goal. They're in. They've broken the code.
I have something
Time to drop
really
the
important to
N-bomb.
say about this.
Okay.
It was you the whole time.
It's going to be an N-word with a hard R.
Is it a word with a hard R? No. I'd like to buy a vowel.
A. By A.
By A, yeah. No, what I was gonna. Oh fuck. What were we talking about? I just completely lost
You
my
wanted
train
to
of
say
thought.
something because...
Twitter hackers. You
Yeah,
had
yeah.
Dude, okay.
a revelation.
No, I was gonna say something. James Charles
Yep.
is a very good-looking man with a very nice-looking ass.
Do you rate that ass? Give us an out of 10.
Yeah, I'm keen.
If you're thinking about it as like just an ass, separate the gender from the
Like it floats in the air.
It's
Sure.
separate
Yeah,
the gender from the posterior here.
All right, the posterior is floating. We're just seeing a pair of cheeks. What do we got?
I'll give it like a solid 9.
Ooh,
What?
man.
You are insane. You are insane.
Well, all right, James, what's yours?
Oh, I do not have that image so readily to hand, but that is a
No,
that is a soft boy bun right there. Are you crazy?
Maybe it's just a photo. But in that photo, I'll put it as a
Nah.
9.
I give his
I'm
alien
just-
neck a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's why I said let's remove the posterior here. I think he looks
man,
like something
a
that's
9.
about to be stolen from Area 51, but
Man,
Oh.
and 9. We're talking like 10 has to be the ass of Aphrodite herself, and you've given James old Jimmy ass Charles a 9. Hot
Jimbo,
damn. You know,
Jimbo Childs. Childs?
look,
What? Childs?
this comes all based
Giles.
off memory. I've only ever seen the photo once.
I've looked at it many times, and I can assure
Yeah.
you that ass is not a 9 in my book.
It's Reese's phone background.
It actually might be.
To unlock, he just has to slap them cheaps.
I turn on my phone, and it's just really awkward in public. I kind of have to sit in a corner and wait till the hard-on goes away.
He's got like a little motion wallpaper, and when he like shakes its phone, it jiggles.
Well, don't you?
Oh, that's cursed. So why are we talking about this? Something to do with oh yeah. So people just get so fanatic about tracking down these people, and I feel like pornography brings out the worst in people. I feel like there's you were saying that the porn stars are the nicest people. I don't know if you saw the recent vlog from Anything for Views, but yeah, like it's an industry where there's nothing innately wrong with the actual content. It's just the people that consume it are just like utter goblins.
It's the fan base versus the creators. It really is.
Yeah, actually.
like good old like PewDiePie.
Well, it's actually interesting you say that, because watching that Best Party Ever video, it was really interesting to see how lame... I understand, yes, he's a creator,
I
but...
feel like I was gonna get fired. I watched that video at work.
Oh, it's a bang. Just
you
for
watch
people,
it on-
people watching at home, this is a vlog where two content creators get invited to a mansion party with a bunch of adult filmmakers, and it's I guess it's what you would expect.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I mean, look, to be honest...
Obviously put through a safe for work filter, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to watch it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, like Purley's got straight raw butthole in his face.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah. And I love how they blurred it. Just enough so we could... Because the way he acted... I don't know, it sounded like he was faking it. Now he's like, whoa! But that apparently was his legit reaction to seeing somebody who expected to just have a chick fully clothed sitting on his face, or near his face, to somebody who is now bottomless sitting on his face.
I think about that in the regard of the fact that he was a former Mormon as well.
Yeah.
Oh, why are we
like-
talking about this now? This is such a derailment. Is the religious
That's my
views
final
of
point on that.
I refuse to talk anymore.
I
Shut
got
me the fuck up.
one little last like tidbit on this thing is that Bang Bros bought this. Yeah, to bring it back full circle, Bang Bros bought this website to burn it, and honestly, that a lot of filmmakers, adult filmmakers are like, awesome. You've actually made it less easy for people to just access the personal information of these people. You've done a great service. But now there's an old saying that they say is, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Well, Bang Bros for the first time in history, they created a market for stealing, like for doxing people.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. I don't know how much they paid for this website, but they have created a supply and demand. Not so much a supply and demand, but like a
they created a market.
If you make this web,
they put a dollar amount on how much everyone's information is worth.
Now, I haven't seen the dollar amount, and I think that's quite intentional. If it was high enough, then I reckon there'd be a lot of people today, and they probably are trying to rebuild that website just to sell it again.
It's probably why Google was selling children's information.
Yeah.
But because to make a market for it.
No, because it's fucking expensive. Nobody knows what children want. You have to be so careful normally.
Kids are dumb. They want food and they want to watch bloody Paw Patrol.
Yeah, but
what more SEO do you need?
No, kids are fickle though. Think about it. Like, I think about like where I work. Kids are so fickle. 1 week Pokemon's in, the next week Yu-Gi-Oh's in. I could not tell you from a bar soap what changes that.
That's not true. Yu-Gi-Oh's never been in.
But no, like, I mean, my point still stands there. Like, it's the kids are so fickle. I don't know what changes their impression on things. Sometimes X product could be it for 6 months. Other times Y product comes in, it's it for a month. Then all of a sudden, X product is back for another 3 months. Like, yes.
Now, Reese,
just look at Minecraft and Fortnite. That's a prime example.
Kind of.
One thing was popular, and now something else is.
But that's the thing. You don't know why they're popular. If only you had more data from children.
And that's why I'm saying that's why Google's selling their information. They're so fucking worthwhile. They're worth more than the money they've spent.
Maybe I should go full Bang Bros, buy all this child's data and burn it. Now nobody knows what the children want. What a beautiful segue. And we're segueing on. We're gone. We're out of here. Flying off to Japan.
Ikidakimasu.
For more children and pornography. Okay, we're talking about Nintendo again because we're a bunch of adults that really aren't. Really aren't.
Sorry.
So it was actually the morning of today. I don't know when our audience is listening to this, but the morning, September 5th, just to really bloody date this. We always date this.
September 5th when?
Nintendo Direct is just an absolute treat for anybody that cannot take off their nostalgia glasses. Because mine are, I've actually screwed mine into my head and I'm ready for anything at this point.
Oh yeah. Nintendo has made like the biggest leaps I feel so far in games of like the last, I would say, of this whole year, without a doubt.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, with like they're bringing the fucking Witcher 3 to Switch. Like that's mind blowing enough as it is.
I don't think anyone wanted the Witcher on the Switch. I think that's just a flex. It is just like a check out the processor on this thing. Don't get me wrong, Pokemon's still gonna look like it's been filtered through an asshole, but we can run the Witcher. Power.
we can run the Witcher at 720p.
I just have a much love for Nintendo because like I stepped away from games for a couple of years for a while just because I got so done with it, and the Switch kind of brought me back with Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. Like those two games just kind of.
If you want to think about that. If you want to think about that child data, Nintendo knows what's up. They just spread out all these games, Pokemon Go, Mario Run. They just really spread it because everyone has a mobile device, and they're just really like making it really broad. Boom, mobile device Switch, and suddenly they're just netting in just so many people. They're selling so many consoles, so many games. It's insane.
Do you want to know something that's even more fucked about Pokemon Go?
What?
It's technically not. It's not Nintendo. It's Game Freak.
No, it's not. It's Niantic.
But Niantic's Google.
Is Niantic Google?
Yes.
There's layers to this.
Disney owns everything.
Game Freak gave permission to Niantic, and they used whatever. There was another like sort of platform that was about capturing gates or something, and they.
Oh my god, we're going to get blasted for not knowing this one.
I understand that it was apparently a really popular game, and that is what laid the foundation for Pokemon Go. That's why it is the way it is, and why there's certain stops where they are, because they were pre-existing.
I know, which it's so dumb. It would have made so much more sense to make literal gyms and whatnot. But, you know, it was based off some other game. It's called something... Oh, every second I don't know the name, it's burning one of our listeners'
Hang on.
ears.
I'm just going to go ask the bartender for the tablet real quick.
Yeah, you started talking about Nintendo and he just left the building. But so I'll let you go track him down. We got a lot of information out of this direct that we already knew. Animal Crossing, cool, we knew it. Pokemon Sword and Shield, we knew it. All this stuff we already knew. We did get some new stuff that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that ship game actually looks kind of cool. It's apparently already on something else, on other platforms.
Obra Dinn Docks?
Yeah, that actually looks quite interesting. Like,
Hey, I just got back from the bartender. I got his attention.
It was called...
Ingress.
Okay, there we go. Whoever was having an aneurysm can now rest easy.
Cool.
We're only slightly uninformed
Their
about
blood pressure
everything.
has gone hard enough to push the aneurysm through. It's just all the way through their brain. They're fine.
Can I stop having an aneurysm at this point?
No, you
Never.
must always have an aneurysm during the podcast.
I think it's something in the
no.
drinks they serve here. Yeah, there's some...
Also Overwatch coming to the Switch.
Overwatch is
it's
dead.
I think that's not like the best idea, but you gotta think. Overwatch is dying hard. Blizzard needs to get the most they can out of it.
Hey, you know what didn't die hard? Who remembers Battleborn?
Oh, don't even get me started.
Don't talk about that
Poor
company. I don't
Battleborn.
want Borderlands 3 to be bad.
Borderlands 3 got me a treat. Honestly, though, putting Overwatch on the Switch is a great idea because you've got a bunch of people, console gamers are for more casual people, and Switch is the epitome of casual, and that is a perfect... They're really breaching the gap, right?
The best way that they could do that would be also to, I don't know if they could implement it in the game, but to split screen Overwatch on the Switch.
No, at that... What? Oh, right, on the TV? Oh, yeah, they could probably do that. They probably will.
Yeah.
Could be
I reckon
done.
they will. But at this point, you are buying a fresh new suit for a corpse. Like, this is just... like, they've implemented some changes, yes. They've put... Like, if anyone's up to date with Overwatch, you know what they're trying to do. And they're trying to revive it, but it's not so much about whether or not the game's good, it's about the hype, and the hype is just, it's dead in the water. I mean, the game's been out for what, almost 3 years now?
2016
No,
was its
longer.
release, so 3 years.
What year is it? Jesus.
3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this Switch attempt may be a really good attempt, or people may go, I've already played that, I've already seen it, I don't want it.
I think the SNES stuff coming to the Nintendo Switch Online is a really good idea.
I played a lot of this stuff when I was younger, and I'm so stoked about this stuff.
And it opens other avenues with like emulators. Like I think just like speedrunning wise, like if this becomes this could become like the dominant platform to speedrun these games on in some point.
I get what you're saying there. I think the main thing, and look, I think it sort of rests in James's vein as well, where it's I didn't play any SNES as a child because I never owned it. However,
the first console I ever had was a PlayStation 1.
Same with me. That was my. Actually, I technically had a Game Boy for a year, but
yeah, same.
If you want a really weird like system of events, I went to Bali. For anyone outside of Australia, that's like our little cheap holiday. And got a original Xbox modded to run SNES games. So I actually have a better library of knowledge about original SNES than most modern games. And I was looking at this trailer showing all these SNES games, and I was blown away at all this content that I've forgotten about and that I've played in the past. I'm so keen for this.
In that case, what I want to say is that like there's like out of all the games on the SNES, the one game that I want to play on a proper console on my TV. I've played it on emulators. I've played it with mates on emulators, but I've never played it on a proper console. Even though I know it's not the original console, on a console full stop, I'd love to play Earthbound. That is my one game that I really want to play because I want to be fucking terrified by Gygus again. I want to see that two fucking interlaced image waving back and forth, showing me that, embryo, that fetus. I just want to be ready.
I'm about to burst your embryo bubble. I don't think that was announced as one of the things that they're actually porting.
Like things like
I'm gonna
Link
kill
to the
myself.
Past and Super Metroid
and Super Mario as well. Like these are full games.
Bro, oh man, I'm so keen.
They're really picking their battles here because they're going, okay, we're going to lose a lot of sales. For example, A Link to the Past, like, yeah, if you sell that, then your Link's Awakening that's coming up, is that going to do better or worse? Because people have already got a Legend of Zelda game, I don't know. I think that in general, I mean, we've got F-Zero. Motherfucking F-Zero.
Oh shit!
I'm
I can't
so
wait to
stoked
see
for all
that.
these games.
Oh, the pseudo 3D. Oh, I miss it so much.
Oh, so good.
I can
So
say,
good.
out of the direct, I was, for some reason, super looking forward to. I don't like the Fire Emblem games, but I like Shin Megami Tensei games. So that Tokyo Mirage Sessions #FE Encore looks kind of cool.
I'd never even heard about this game. I was
No,
completely...
I've never heard of it either. But
I still haven't heard of it.
I really like the Persona games and a lot of the stuff with Persona, the series that Shin Megami Tensei has also done. And it looks a lot along that art style, and I'm kind of keen to give it a go.
Well, I was interested in this game as well. One of my friends, a content creator called Nairu, he was saying that the original... So this is getting ported to the Switch. Originally, I think it's for its Wii U release or its Wii U release. It had a bunch of regional censorship that was just completely ruined parts of the game.
But
Yeah,
Nintendo
we're
doesn't. Current Nintendo doesn't really give a shit about censorship.
That's the thing. And honestly, if you think about it that way, hey, we've got this port that we served to you previously and it was cold and trash. We've got one piping hot. And I reckon a bunch of people will be keen to check it out now that Now, this is being optimistic. There's a good chance that it is a true port and they're just like, here you go, Westerners, enjoy this watered-down product. But if they release the full version, I reckon their sales will really benefit off that.
Well, I mean, that's what happened with Konami. This is just not Nintendo vein, but like the same sort of vein as that whole...
That company makes me so grumpy.
Yes, and I don't blame you. When they re-released something called the Lost Art promos in Yu-Gi-Oh!, they basically said if you spend $20 or more in any one transaction, you'll get a Lost promo card. And a Lost Art promo card was one of the censored either Exodia or Monster Reborn cards. And because we got the pentagram in the background of Exodia censored, because pentagram be bad, and then
right.
Monster Reborn got turned into this weird fucking coat of arms instead of just an Ankh, they got reprinted. And the way to do it was to...
wow.
Yeah. They got reprinted as the Lost Art promo, and you had to spend $20 in a store to get it. Now,
By the way, so you was just saying that we got a censored Exodia, and I was like, wait, what? Is there a sixth card in Japan?
Speaking topical to Yu-Gi-Oh! Just for the quick second, currently on my Switch right now, I'm playing Legacy of the Duelists. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Exodia is censored in this as well.
yeah, everything Exodia is censored in. It's called, sorry, they don't call it the censored artwork, they call it the worldwide artwork, because that's what gets put into games. Even Japan will see that, despite them their real cards or actual IRL cards having that artwork. But sorry, what I was saying at first was these artworks were censored for us, and we didn't know because we had no access to internet and stuff. And then they released this Lost Art promo, and Konami plays so fucking dumb. They're expecting, oh, well, we've never officially announced anything about the artworks being different, and we expect none of our people to have gone to Japan. So if we pretend like these are artworks that were never released before and they were the originals, maybe people will buy it. Guess what?
No,
People did. People
I
fucking...
feel like they've taken a classic strategy of, if you don't talk about it, it'll get swept under the rug.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Konami's done that with the whole, what was his fucking name? Who made Metal Gear?
Oh, shit, yeah, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, like, that was a whole sweep the shit under the rug.
The
Konami is
emails that got
all about
leaked
that.
and then unleaked.
Yeah.
How
so
they treated
looking-
Kojima, though, that was not even like a Konami thing. That was just a... I
It's a
feel like that was...
Japanese businessman thing.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Konami had a
that
lot
was
to do with it. Like, the
insane.
whole, like, not letting him go to the Game Awards thing. But actually, I will
So
say,
petty.
him coming to Gamescom this year and doing the whole Death Stranding drop was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait for Death Stranding to come out in 2028.
You know what's
God
coming
knows when
out?
that-
You know what's coming out in November this year, right?
Oh, that's what they say. You think my
supposedly,
mortal
but-
coil can survive that long? No.
Actually, funny
I'm
enough,
going
so
to perish.
believe it or not, my Yu-Gi-Oh statements from before were actually trying to lead into something. They were trying to lead into the whole how Nintendo didn't want any blood in their games originally. They wanted no blood or no gore. And I can't remember when that stopped, but it was as of I'm pretty sure Super Smash Bros. Brawl was the first proper Nintendo game to have blood in it, which was why when Master Hand was being held by chains by what was that thing called? The main bad guy in it.
Oh, it's called like Abu or something like that.
Thing. Yeah. It had chains, and the chains that were stuck, like impaled in Master Hand, had blood around them. And I was like, wow, that's insane. I thought
That was very graphic. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was so graphic.
It was brutal,
There was
wasn't
like
it?
nails through his fingers.
Yeah, it was nuts. And that's like out of character for out of what we assumed to be character. And then what blew me away was Doom being released on the Switch, which is an R-rated game.
Yeah.
Okay, no, hold on. This is an R-rated game from back in the whenever Doom
No,
came out.
it's an R-rated game currently. Like the Doom.
No, I mean they've got
Doom
Doom
64.
26.
No. The new Doom.
Oh, current Doom. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Current
Okay, I didn't know that was R. It didn't look that.
Yeah, it was
didn't
rated
look that
R. Yeah, it was rated R for us.
Why?
I'm pretty sure it was for the amount of gore and violence that it sort of.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because
it was
typically what I found
strange.
is that you won't hit that R just through violence. You need
drugs
sex or
or,
you need
like,
drugs.
rape.
It's
Yeah,
primarily
in Australia,
drug
especially
references,
drugs.
like, yeah.
In Australia, God, we're so pussy about
Like
that.
you just look at like Divinity. Oh, what was it? Kingdom Come Deliverance almost just got completely wiped out. DayZ's gone Australia wide now.
Yeah. Just don't forget though, our cigarette, like the things in our cigarette packets, got toned down and watered down because people were offended by the fact that they saw blood and gore on our cigarette packets.
Okay, look,
Stop
they
talking
were-
shit about Brian. He's a good boy.
Oh my God.
Brian
they
was
were
a good
pretty
lad.
fucking graphic. I don't smoke. I don't need to look at somebody's mouth cancer. I feel like that's a fair enough that they water those down. I don't know what they're probably, the mouth cancer is probably still there, but you know what I mean.
Well, no, the
I can
thing is that
understand why they watered it down.
they watered down the cigarettes with cigarette packets with the blood on it, which the whole
Oh,
idea
like
of
the
that,
blood in the toilet bowl?
like all that sort of shit, that's all been watered
Yeah.
down, and the whole point of it, like Brian is a fucking main character now because he's not bloody and gory, he's just dead.
Brian's a sick lad.
Yeah, and he's very sick and he's dead.
Yeah.
he
Well, I
died
used
at
to have a
34.
lot of that because I used to work behind a smoke counter at a Woolworths. So, like, we had customers who come in and be like, "Yeah, can you give me a packet that doesn't look fucked up, please?"
Yeah, we used to have that too. Some people would actually request certain ones, and I always assume they're going to go home and make like an Exodia of cards with all the different like
Exodia of
cancerous
cigarette
body
packs.
parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually make one. They've got a hand, they got a foot, they got the head, they got the
But
whole,
like,
the whole
regardless
shebang.
of which, the whole point of that being on there is to stop you from buying them or using them. To bend the fucking knee to these dudes because they were offended by the imagery on the cigarettes completely
How
defeats the
did we-
purpose.
How did we get here from R rating?
Because we're talking about how Nintendo was releasing good shit, and then all of a sudden we're talking about what Nintendo did and how they've revolutionized their ability to take on different games. And next thing we know, we're sitting
Okay.
here and talking about Brian. What a mad lad.
No, let's continue
Fucking
the thought
sick cunt.
process, right? Doom, R rated, very violent. I want to see, keep going, Nintendo, keep going. Next game, Mario smokes a fat blunt. I want to see it. The next
yeah.
one,
We got-
Mario, Peach, Daisy, that game. Now just keep
Super
like,
Mario
and that's-
Weed 69.
that tags back
420.
into
let's
Pornhub.
smash bros.
Because then we got Mario, Daisy, Peach gangbang sex scene where you just pound A to pound Daisy.
Yeah, we just call it the hot coffee mod.
Oh my god! I just want to point out I'm actually holding my cat called Daisy currently.
Yeah, you got to go to like one of them Zoo Hub websites to see that shit.
Oh shit! Did you know that shit wasn't?
Oh
what-
my god. As if we had any... Oh, the topics mentioned today could not get worse.
Well, you
We
want to know
didn't
something
even-
even
know?
worse?
You put me
Oh
on
my
here.
God.
I've got something even worse. It was in 2009 that zoophilia was made illegal in our state.
Okay, look, it's just for future reference. Any guests that want to come onto the show, we've got a one-of-one guest, and we've talked about children's data, pornography, and just every other crime under the
It
sun.
fits
I'm
the
just
swamp theme. It's kind of gross and disgusting.
Actually, I think
Okay,
we did say that.
the
He was a
second you
guy we
said
dragged
that-
off the street.
the second you said that, the bartender looked at us like, I think it's time for us definitely to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you know what? It really is. So it looks like Happy Hour's just finished up for the night. This
They
has been
cut me
Tavern.
off.
Yes. This has been Tavern at the end of the internet. We'd love to catch you back here next week. So to be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd love it if you could leave a review. Ben, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at SwampBoy, Twitter at Benny_Benz, which was my old name, but it's come off as SwampBoy.
Yeah, that's
And
going
you
to
can
cause
find me
problems in the
at
future.
Twitch at Swamp_Boy with 2 Y's.
Fantastic.
And what about your TikTok? Don't forget the
Oh,
yeah.
TikTok.
Oh, I don't want to say the name of it. I really don't.
It's probably SwampBoy again.
It's actually
be
not.
Oh my god, is it like Fuck Men 29 or
No,
something?
it's called Deathcore Daddy because I put a bunch
Oh
of
my
music.
god, you're Deathcore Daddy!
Yeah. Because I put a
I've
bunch
seen
of.
you in
Your
a fucking
dick, man.
meme review. Oh, not a review, sorry, compilation.
Wait,
I was about to say
seriously?
meme review. Holy shit!
Yeah, it was on Facebook.
Oh fuck! If you ever find that, please link it to
I
me.
will,
I need to
I
see
will.
this shit. Wait, was it? What one was it?
I can't remember. I just remember seeing Deathcore Daddy and I laughed at it because I was like, oh wow, Deathcore, ha ha ha.
Oh, that's me. Yeah. Fuck.
Haha, reference.
Yo, I'm
Yeah.
making waves, boys.
That's right. We invite nothing here but the top tier
The
celebrities.
top tier. But you know what else is top tier? James, where can we find you?
You can find me on everything. Not TikTok yet. Give me a minute. You can find me on Twitter, not Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, _Nurchin, _NURCHIN. And Ben, I want to see a goddamn Derek video sometime within the next blue moon.
You might have to wait and see.
Okay, a million years. Okay, we'll catch you guys later.
Hang on, I'm just going to get in real quick. You can find me online with Netwinder on Snapchat, on YouTube, on Instagram under Netwinder, NETWINDER, or on
You don't have to pay
Twitter
for the
under Real
Snapchat.
Netwinder.
Wow, we this first guest appearance just ran smooth.
It was
like
beautiful.
syrup. Okay, catch you guys.
Bye.
Bye.